Welcome back to another episode. Ryan and Kevin here with Chaos MMA, and today we have on Adrian Yanez. Adrian, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. Happy to be here. I'm almost happy that I'm about to step into the cage and fight, man. Super excited.
Yeah, and did you catch the bantamweight fight last night? It
Oh,
was a pretty good fight until that knee.
oh yeah, it was really good. You can definitely see that the tide changed like after the first round. You can kind of see that Jan was kind of started pick and choose where he wanted to open up and where he wanted to pick his shots at. It was a fun, entertaining fight whenever I was watching it.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. They definitely need to run it back. But for you, how has your 2021 been so far?
My 2021 has been like pretty much up and down, man. Up and down, like is in sense of like with like personal things going on and everything. There's a little bit stuff here and there to deal with, but like overall with training and just like being in shape and all that, like I'm just glad I have my health and everything. So it's been good. It's been good to me health wise, man. It's been really really good to me health wise, man. So I can't complain. And there's a lot more people doing worse than I am. So I'm truly blessed to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're in Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so everything opened up.
Man, shoot, if you're from Texas, you know it was almost kind of like it never really even closed. We're probably only really closed for maybe about a month or two whenever the pandemic first hit. But after that, man, everything was kind of in a full swing of things for a bit. Now it's just kind of it pretty much it just sets no limitations. You know, like the bars would be crowded. The bars would be crowded. Like whenever I didn't have a fight lined up in November, I'd go out and see the bars. They'd be packed. I'm like, oh, okay, this is nuts. So there was it never really was closed down. If you're from Texas, but it's just gonna be like it's more open about it. So you don't have to sit and be secretive about it.
Yeah, now speaking of Texas and everything, Dana said in the press conference he wants to be the first one to open back up with fans. He said he's trying to get into Texas. Now, how cool would it be for one of your fights this year? It's in Texas and you get the fight in front of like your home crowd, I guess you could say.
Oh man, I would absolutely love to fight here in Houston, man. That like fighting in Houston would be one of the biggest things and like my biggest dreams like ever to come true. So that's my biggest thing as of now. Is like if they can make it Houston, man, I'm up for it, man. I'm there signing up 100%. Even in anywhere in Texas, man, I don't mind it. But I'd rather than want them to do it in Houston. I heard that Dallas had already said no, and he's working on Houston. So man, I'm kind of just like, hey, come on, man, we're in Houston. Put it up in Houston.
Yeah, I feel like we need the fans back. Like, could you imagine for your last fight when you knocked that dude out, the fans' reaction to that KO? Like, they would be going crazy.
Oh, absolutely, man. I loved it. You know, I would have loved it, man. But also, there was also that kind of weird thing about like of silence.
Yeah.
So silence was running around, and it was pretty cool. Like, well, the Dana White Contender Series was a lot more silence. Like right after I knocked him out, like it was just like quiet. It was super quiet. But then in this last one, I at least had like some music playing. You know, like the music started playing a little bit, so I was able to hear something. But other than that, I would absolutely love to see the crowd, be in the crowd. You know, look up around after I knock out my opponent, just look at the Toyota Center, just see how packed it is. Just I would want to live that moment. That's the one moment I would love to live.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get fans back soon, man. We missed them all. And now you're fighting Gustavo Lopez March 20th. How would you say training camp has been going for you so far?
Man, it's been going great for me. It's been going great. I just been training nonstop. This is one of the biggest things this is one of the biggest training camps I've ever had, man. Like I know for myself, I've had a full-time job for the last like 4 to 5 years, and you know I was doing fighting as a part-time thing, and now that it's full-time, like this is like this like at least like whenever I went to the Dana White Contender Series, I was kind of in that like, man, this is part-time for me. Did I prepare enough? I would have all those like little emotions going on in my head, but right now, man, I'm feeling confident, man, because all these training sessions I'm able to put in, that to me is what makes it worthwhile, and I'm really I'm really excited. I'm really excited to step in there.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
we
and so how has your weight cut been going
So
for you?
I've been having to change up my diet a lot,
okay.
for this training camp, just because, man, like, just for my body to be able to recover from the extra training sessions that I've been having. Like, it's been a little bit up and down. So it's like kind of like I'm still in that. I was like, especially the January and February, I was still in that kind of like uh January, beginning of February, I was still in kind of like, man, I need more energy. I need this. Like, so I was kind of doing little experiments here and there, but man, I'm gonna be making weight, man. I'm gonna be making weight. So I'm just super excited. I'm like right now, like I'm just super, like I'm really looking forward to that March
Yeah.
19th, so I can step on that scale already.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And have you brought anybody in specific for your training camp to mimic the style of your opponent?
No, no, not really, man. I usually just train to get myself better. I usually don't I usually don't try to bring anybody in or anything like that. If they come in, they come in. If they don't, they don't. So it's just been one of those things. I just always train for myself, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't really, I don't really like to. How can I say it? Like, ask people to come train with me. If they want to come train with me, they can train with me. But if not, man, it's all good. You know, I'm working on my stuff and my fundamentals every single day. So that's all that really matters. Is my fundamentals. Um, but I do have training partners that are around Gustavo's size, so I get a little bit of extra rounds with them just so I can get used to the feel already. So it's one of those things for me that, hey, I'm just ready, because at the drop of a moment, you know, you'll be fighting somebody else. Like me, whenever on my UFC debut, I was supposed to be fighting another guy, Aaron Phillips, and I was supposed to be fighting a southpaw who was like 5'9", 5'10", and next thing you know, the week of, I'm fighting somebody who's 5'5", orthodox, power, and who has power and wants to strike and try or do everything that's kind of like power doubles and everything. So the style difference is just too contrasting. So it's usually better just to work on yourself, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So great training camp. It seems this fight has fight of the night potential on it. You got Gustavo Lopez in 2 weeks. Now, how do you feel you match up with him? He's a guy that just got his first win in the UFC, and then before that, he took a very short notice fight with Merab Dashvili, I think. So, how do you think you match up stylistically with him?
And stylistically, I feel like I match up with him very well. He's a tough guy, man. He's a tough guy. He can take a punch. He's been in some tough fights before. Even whenever he was in Combate Americas, you know, he had that fight with Jose Alday, and he went 3 rounds with him, and he got dropped a couple times in that fight just to come back up and still fight. So me
Yeah.
looking at that, knowing I got my hands full, because, you know, it might not just take one shot. It might need to be multiple shots and multiple shots. So I gotta be very specific on where I hit and what I need to hit. Uh, but also at the same time, I look at what he brings, and I'm just like, you know, I've dealt with this my whole entire career. I just feel skill for skill. I beat him in skills. You know, I feel like I'm a better fighter. Uh, I think I can go much more grittier than he can. Man, you know, he fought a top 15 guy. He fought a top 15 guy, and man, like, he went all three rounds with him. So to me, uh, you know, if I get a finish over him instead of Marab, who went all three with him on 6 days' notice, you know, it
Yeah,
just makes me look that much better.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now we actually had Gustavo Lopez on last week, and we asked him for his prediction on this fight, and his exact quote was, "He gets stopped, he gets drowned, and he's gonna try to give me his neck, and I'm gonna beat his ass till the ref stops it." So, what are your thoughts on this matchup? How do you feel you're gonna get this one done?
Oh man, it's to me, man. I feel like it's a flawless victory for me, man. I'm outclassed him. He's gonna be like a bull, and I'm just gonna be the matador. You know, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you know, the matador always wins. You know, so to me, he can say all that, but at the same time, you know, I see a lot more openings. I see a lot more openings. Whenever he had that fight with Anthony Burchak, you know, he did go out there and beat that guy. But honestly, if I was looking at that fight, that guy looked sloppy. a little bit slow. Gustavo, whatever he says, he wants to go out there and try to beat my ass, and he wants to try to drown me and everything. But man, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think he'll be able to. I don't think he has the footwork. He might have the power. He might have the power, but at the same time, I got power. So if he runs into something, he's gonna be laying flat on his face. And I
Yeah.
believe my timing, my precision is better than his. He just he just jabs, he jab hooks, and then just throws the overhand, all power every single time. And then after that, he shoots him for a blast double, trying to go for the legs. I've seen that time and time again, so I'm ready for it. He thinks he's gonna be going out there and try to drown me, but dude, I've had my jaw broken before in a fight, and I finished all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
It's like, so in the first, I get my jaw broken. I finish all the way to third. I'll go all the way to third to a decision. So I'm not afraid to go grit for grit. I fought better guys than he is. So
Yeah.
man, it's to me, it's never mind, man. They can talk however much they want, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna stop them.
And you think we get that first round finish like your last fight?
Oh no, it's not gonna be a kick. It's gonna be a punch. It's definitely gonna be a punch.
Okay.
The openings are there because I just see it, man. I feel like my hands are crisper than his, and then every time I was watching him in that Anthony Burchak fight, and that he left a lot of openings. Anthony Burchak is a good striker himself, but he's not me. He's definitely. I feel like I'm more fluid. I time everything, and Anthony Burchak kind of just sat down and kind of loaded up on some stuff while he was already hurt. And then I just know Gustavo's gonna want this. And for me, once I land it, I'm gonna be walking up to Damon and being like, "Hey, cut another 50."
Yeah, so speaking of your last fight, you got the 50K bonus last time. How much does that motivate you to get another one?
Oh man, shoot, that motivates me a lot because at the end of the day, I was working a regular day job and I wasn't even making 50K. So of course, I definitely want to go out there and try to get another 50K. Every single time I go out there, it's extra money that you get in, just for performing.
Yeah.
Time. We don't get paid overtime, but we get paid bonuses, on for getting them out faster. So the faster I get them out, the more money we get paid. So, I like that. So I want to go out there and do my job as efficiently as I can and stop them, get them out there early so I can get 50K.
Definitely.
Yeah. So one of the last things here. So say you win this fight, everything goes according to plan. When would you like to fight again? And are you trying to be a very active fighter this year?
I want to be really active. I would like to get a fight in May, like early May. Like I would want to a quick turnaround, especially if I go in there and I knock him out. Like my last one, I went in there and I knocked out I knocked out Victor Rodriguez, and now I'm barely getting back into the cage. I as much as it was kind of cool, kind of relax a little bit, having a full-time job to now like I fight, and then was able to lay off until then. I would want myself to get a little bit more comfortable and start fighting a little bit more. So early May, and I saw someone put up May 17th. So I would like to get a fight on May 17th. I think that would be a great time to jump on a card, especially if Texas is open, they work out all the kinks, especially sometime soon. If I can do a quicker turnaround before that and fight, I would want to do that too.
What do you think about this? May, I think there's a pay-per-view in May. McGregor Poirier, last time I checked, that was being targeted for May. Fans, Texas, McGregor Poirier headline, you fight on that card. So many fans will be watching. What would you think of that?
Insane.
Oh man, I would absolutely love that. That to me would even be even better, just because there's a lot more eyes on me. It would be one of those things that I know I'd had to go out there and perform at a really high level. It's a great opportunity just to fight on one of those guys' cards, because especially even just on a pay-per-view where everything's all stacked, you get the eyes on you. That's one thing that I want. I want more eyes on me and more eyes on me and more eyes on me, so I can get more exposure. So that's exactly what I want, man. So if they can make it sometime early May, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait for this fight. We can't wait for the future fans. Tune in March 20th for Adrian Yanez's fight. And now, last thing here, I got to ask you. I saw on your Twitter you play some Apex Legends. How's that game now? I haven't played in a while.
Dude, Dude, I love it, man. It's one of those games where like it's a kind of like a stress reliever for me. It's a little bit hectic, especially whenever you hot drop and everything. So it gets a little bit hectic, and I definitely have games where I just drop in and 30 seconds later I'm done. But you know, I got another training partner of mine who trained a lot with me. He actually plays, and he's really good.
Yeah.
This dude's dropping at least like fifth, like he's dropping a ton of damage, gets like 10 kills a game, and I'm just sitting here just being his backpack, you know, making his back hurt. He carries this victory, bro. But
Yeah.
I have a breakout game every once in a while, man. But you know, I just it's just one of those stress reliever games for me, and hopefully I can integrate that into like being more social about it, going out on Twitch, you know, getting better at it, you know, being able to stream that type of stuff, man. Because I genuinely enjoy the game. I genuinely just like enjoy the game. I don't mind playing it. I like uh, that's just one of my go-to games that I go to, especially on a harder training session. I come out of a hard training session, I'm like, man, I just want to relax, pop in that game, even though it keeps my heart rate up because I'm like always going. It's another thing that kind of just relaxes me and eases me.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll tune in for that next Twitch stream. When do you usually stream at?
No, man, I want to stream. That's the thing. I was like,
Okay.
that's why I want to build up to. I want to build up to be able to stream. Just right now, I don't have the space for it. I definitely want like because I've been thinking about getting into the PC gaming. I know a lot of
Yeah.
and PlayStation and all that, but I have a couple of buddies that do it off their PCs, and you know, I kind of want to jump into that PC realm because anytime like I've jumped into a game and I've been paired with a PC player and jumped in, the gaming is just different, man. It's just different.
Yeah.
There's another level. There's a console play, then there's a PC play, and you're just like, damn, it's super hard. So I want to get into that PC, but until then, I'm gonna be on my Xbox.
Definitely. Well, we hope we get that Twitch stream soon, man. And thank you for coming on, man. It was really great speaking with you. And if you want to thank any sponsors, shout out any social media, the floor is yours, man.
Oh man, thank you. I just want to give a shout out to HK USA. They supplied me with all my training gear for my training camp. They just actually supplied all the gloves for Fury Fighting Championship uh, that just fought just tonight. So it's pretty cool. You know, it was really cool for them to do that. Then also, I want to give a shout out to my management team, Meridian Sports Agency. They done good. They've done great by me. And they're just awesome people, really well-rounded, great people. And then also my coach, Sauce Elise, and because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. So, man, and thank y'all for having me on for this interview, man. Thank you so much.
No
Yeah, thanks for
problem.
coming on, man. It's great speaking with
We
you.
love having you on.
Have a good one, man.
Hopefully you get that 50K for your Twitch setup.
Oh yeah,
Use
man,
that
I
to support it.
definitely want to do that, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all weren't this nice to Gustavo.
Nah. All right. I'll see you, man.
Speaking of
Yeah,
you.
man.
Have a good one.